What's up, y'all? Dan Palacios of Kinetic Training here. Happy 2020. This is going to be my first instructional video of the year 2020 as part of my Live Kinetically series, just teaching you how to have practical tools and useful ways of living in a way that consistently improves your life, not just your fitness, not just your body fat percentage or your weight or the amount of weight you can lift, your life overall, as I think that's really important. So this is going to be an instructional video, so if you are just here for a swipe fest or you're just trying to get a quick Instagram fix, go ahead and move on, but I'd encourage you to go ahead and tune in. I think that this is going to be relatable to a lot of different people who are experiencing similar issues to what I have experienced in my own life and what I've seen in the lives of my clients and family and friends of all kinds. So go ahead and watch this little video that I'm about to show you. All I want is your responses and reactions, but I do want feedback. I want to hear what people have to say, and I want them to really tune in and listen and finally start using social media for what it is good for, which is to engage with people that we wouldn't normally be able to reach. So go ahead and watch this little video and then leave your comments in the section below, or go ahead and just shoot me a message, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, and we'll chat about it later. Check this out.
Alright, so we're going to start this little experiment with a series of images. I want you to take a look at each image and just really process how you feel, identify how you feel about each image, and maybe even think about some associations you have with that image, whether it's just a negative experience or a positive experience or a neutral experience, whatever. Foods, colors, sounds, tastes, touches, various types of things that you feel when you see each of these images. So here we go. The little slideshow is going to start here. Just go ahead and feel for a minute. So what I want you to understand about the experience that you just had is that I intentionally selected each image and allowed it to frame a certain way, selected the musical track that I selected to create a stimulus and or stressor response, and give you the understanding of how you think and feel, and may even be distracted by the fact that the image is moving, it's zooming in, or it's not framed maybe in the most pleasing way for your eye, and that's fine. One of the most important things that I want you to understand is the relationship between stimulus, stress, and coping, and you actually achieving your results, and that's really what this all boils down to. So here I've got some images that are going to show you a basic rundown of the body's relationship with stress and stimulus and our ability to cope with it. And that's a lot of what we deal with in the gym. When a lot of people come into the gym, they have these sort of very superficial goals about what they'd like to achieve, and that's fine, but they don't understand the impact that their life stressors have on achieving their results. And until you deal with a lot of the sort of personal level life stressors that you're handling, then it's going to be really hard to achieve those results that you want to see in the gym in, maybe 3 to 5 hours a week. And so it's really important as a coach for me to understand and translate to people how to cope with those and how we can progressively teach you to handle stress better.
If you got this far, thanks so much for sticking around for about a 3-minute video there. And really what the purpose and intention behind that video was, it's very intentional. I really wanted people to look at the images, listen to the music, see what's going on in the video from every perspective, right? The construction of the video, the timing of the images, and how I selected certain images to evoke a certain response. And that is essentially what I, as a strength conditioning coach, do in the gym every single day. It's my job that when a client comes in and asks me how to achieve a certain goal, or how do we correct an injury that they've got, or they want to burn fat and they want to build muscle, right, that I construct a program that provides a certain level of stimulus to provide results in that direction. And what you have to understand, part of what I do is marketing and promotional material. So it is my job to create a video that evokes a certain response. And essentially get you to want to either use that piece of equipment or buy that piece of equipment, or do an intense workout like what you see me doing in the video. So a lot of it's very intentional, and that's what I want people to get out of seeing a video like this and understanding their stress response. Stress can be good, it can be bad, it can be positive, it can be negative. You can get positive results out of negative stress, and there's a lot of different ways to respond to stress. In the gym, a lot of it has to do with how we frame our understanding of what happens in a gym. Most people understand that going into the gym is beneficial for them, that working out is beneficial for them. So despite the discomfort that they feel during that workout, they inherently understand that exercise is good for me and I should be doing this. What is tough for a lot of people is life stress, right? Work, family, interpersonal relationships, and just the general response to all the different stimulus that we get on a daily basis. Everything is a stressor to some extent. How you respond, right, is what will determine whether or not it has a positive result on you. And that's really what I want you to draw from these images. The ones that were not so pleasant, the ones that were sort of in between. Understand your triggers and understand how you respond to certain levels of stimulus. That could be auditory, that could be visual, that could be a mixture of those things, touch, taste, smell. Think about your senses and how you respond to various types of stimulus. The same way certain people prefer yoga as to weightlifting. Certain people prefer fruits to vegetables, right? Why do those things occur, and why do you as an individual respond to those things in a certain way, whether it's positive or negative, and then how is that affecting your life overall in the long term? And that's really the most important thing to me as not just a strength coach, but I reluctantly have taken on maybe the role more than I would like to of somewhat of a life coach. The more and more I see this stuff going on, and the more people bring their personal issues to me as a coach, the more I've had to learn to understand that certain people just are much more sensitive to certain things, and it's made me a better person to understand that. So I think it's really good as a coach who can somewhat remain objective and see people's life issues from a bird's eye view and be able to say, well, hey, I understand you're going through that, but let's take a look at it from this perspective. Maybe there's a different way to frame it. And I think that's had positive results for a lot of the people that I deal with. And that's where I came up with the idea for my Objectify Your Pain course. And a lot of that has to do with various tools and skills and things that we can do in the gym to help you become more comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? The discomfort of pushing your thigh into a foam roller to release the pressure in your leg and ideally relieve the pressure on your knee. That is a form of stimulus, response, and adaptation. And that's what I'm trying to get people to understand with a video like this. The trouble with it is life stress and just interpersonal stress and everything that we experience on a daily basis is a little bit more subtle. And so what I want people to try and draw from this is a certain level of personal awareness and kind of going through a checklist of the things that you see you respond to maybe in a negative way, and maybe some of that response is maybe a little bit more unnecessary, and a lot of times those are the types of things that I find are a personal hang-up and a mental or emotional or psychological hang-up for people achieving the results that they want to achieve, not just in the gym, but in their life in general. And so that's why we did this video. I really hope you got something out of this. Remember, if you have anything to say, for better, for worse, I want to hear it. I like to think that I take constructive criticism really well. If you're going to be hurtful, then go ahead, again, move on. But I'd love to hear from you guys and what your opinion is about this. And go ahead and drop a comment below, shoot me a DM, an email. I'd love to talk to you and hear from you. Thanks a lot so much for watching, guys. Live kinetically.